Hi, friends. So, I've been on a little bit of a theme recently with ships, the relationship. In one of those videos, I mentioned that there was another type of ship that really mattered, and of course, that's friendship. So, friendship is a specific type of relationship, right? It's a good one. And I would recommend that as a starting place for almost everything. Now, in your life, in my life as well, obviously, there's going to be people that you just don't like. And it going to be a challenge to get along with them, to consider them friends. And that's just fine. But we can have a relationship, a friendship with them by recognizing the positive things that they do for us, even if we just don't get along with them. And so I'll give an example. This is kind of a silly example, but everyone can relate. So, it's pretty rare that you meet someone that likes cockroaches. They're kind of disgusting. And when you see cockroaches, you know that there's probably a bunch more in the walls and whatnot. It's not a pleasant thing for people. If you're sleeping and you feel something crawling on your skin, you might jump up, and if you realize it's a cockroach, you're probably going to kill it. It's just so disgusting, right? So, I'm not recommending that you befriend the cockroaches, that you live with the cockroaches, that you come close to them, and no. But what you can do to have a friendly relationship with them is realize how useful they are. One of the things cockroaches do is they eat dead matter. It's really, really useful. If we didn't have cockroaches, it's like not having the decomposers in the forest or something. Like all the dead leaves wouldn't get recycled into the environment. So similarly, with someone in our life, like someone at work, or let's another classic example, like a family member from your spouse's side that drives you insane. Well, they probably do have some function, or they certainly do have some function in the family that you can be grateful for. And if you view them that way, then your relationship with them can be one of friendship, a friendly relationship. It doesn't mean you have to spend all your time with them or anything. But so there's the hard example of how friendship can work. And the easier examples I've talked about a whole bunch. Like, I view all animals as friends because I love them and because they're so interesting. It's so easy for me to attend to them in a positive state of mind. The birds and squirrels that I see, the numerous birds and squirrels I see every day, and insects and so on and so forth. I try hard not to step on them accidentally and that sort of thing, because I consider them my friends, and I feel like I'm surrounded by friends pretty much all the time. In our society, we're sort of obsessed. I guess we're obsessed with romance and sexuality. Intimate relationships is just like the most important thing to everyone. If you're sort of in the days of consuming media through certain channels, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Every movie's about romance. Pretty much every post on social media is somehow the sexuality is dovetailed into it, and it's really warped our minds. Honestly, I mean, those things are great, awesome, but if your mind is constantly at that level, it actually cheapens the thing. So when we say relationship, a lot of people will immediately assume that you're talking about the relationship that leads to marriage and sex, or just yeah, that sort of thing, right? The romance, right? We're so obsessed with it. But of course, relationship in the way that I'm talking about it is a much, much deeper thing. And so I'm recommending friendship as a starting point for the relationship that you're looking for with everything. In a state of, the thing about friendship is that it can be light. It's not super serious. So you can get there very easily. And the other thing is that it's all positive. To view someone as a friend is to wish good things for them. As you wish that good things will happen to them. You hope that they achieve their goals and that they don't suffer needlessly. That's really the context of friendship. And, there's even, I don't know, maybe I'm old school, but I've found that all of the meaningful relationships in my life, the romantic relationships in my life, had started out as friendships. Go figure, right? But it's also true of all the strong, powerful marriages that I've known. I have been really, really fortunate to see a couple of incredible marriages that totally defy the stereotypes. Just incredibly strong relationships with amazing communication and absolute commitment. And again, you'll probably agree with me because you're watching this, but people are scared of commitment. They're scared of being seen. But if you're talking about a romantic relationship, like, you just won't experience what it really can be unless you're 100% committed. The commitment is not even, people see commitment romantically as a sort of restriction of their freedom sometimes. I think that's kind of how it's portrayed. But actually, it's an enabling thing. It's the difference between freedom 1 and freedom 2, caprice and responsibility based freedom. Anyway, I should talk more about that later. But anyway, you get where I'm going. I'm just trying to really talk up the concept of friendship. And again, I'll say this can be achieved with anything. For instance, you should regard your relationship with yourself as being a friendship. And this is kind of strange because some people don't realize that there's multiple selves going on. But let's say, for instance, that aspect of yourself that never changes, you feel never changes, the conscious awareness of reality, and your body, which changes all the time. You're not the same body you were when you're 5 years old, when you're 15, when you're 25, when you're 50, right? The relationship, like I said in another video, is just the space, the flavor and context of the space between these two objects, any two objects, your consciousness and anything. So one can have, so it's like the space between these two objects, right? The relationship is that fabric that connects the two things. And you want it to be as positive as possible. Obviously, you don't want negative relationships in your life. You want to eliminate them as much as possible, or to change them. And you can change them just by seeing them in different ways, or by literally not seeing certain people anymore. That's a really good idea as well. It's worked for me at any rate. But that's just a good example. Like, your relationship with your body should be one of friendship, should be one of love, right? And we often get caught out not thinking things like that. But so that's a second type of ships that I wanted to talk about. The friendship and how powerful it can be. How it's kind of a guiding light or springboard for going deeper with anything, with the animals, with the body, with the different aspects of self, with people at work, with your family members. Focus on friendship. It'll take you far and allow you to go deep so much more easily. Anyway, got, I guess, one more of these ship videos that I'll get to eventually. One more thought, but for now, have a great day. See ya.